Alright guys, today's an interesting day with Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson, which I really respect and I love his videos. But I have a problem with him talking about ADHD, and I'm going to prove him wrong in this video. So bear with me here. I'm going to let you listen to what Dr. Peterson had to say to answer somebody's question about ADHD and how he diverted the question into something that he knows, but it comes directly from the textbook and it doesn't answer the question. I don't know. Anyways, here it goes.
We don't know how to distinguish it from temperamental variation. So, for example,
Okay, remember that word, temperamental variation.
And low in conscientiousness, low in agreeableness, conscientiousness, and
textbook-based
neuroticism, you're likely to manifest symptoms of ADHD. It's because you're exploratory, you don't like to sit down, you're full of ideas.
Symptoms are not ADHD. Either you have it or you don't.
And you're not very stable. Temperamental variation is also much
Temporal
more
variation is
boys.
different than emotional dysregulation, which I'll explain later.
Showed, same guy with rats, that if you deprive young rats of rough and tumble play, which is what the young boys are deprived of in school, let's say.
And they think that there's that's why there are more boys that have ADHD than girls that are young.
Cortexes don't develop very well because they're not having the right kind of experiences, and that you can treat that quite effectively with psychomotor stimulants.
Okay, I have a problem with that. The problem with executive functioning and a difference in temporal, how do I say this? It doesn't just get fixed. It doesn't get fixed. The medication helps with executive functioning, but that has nothing to do with the actual anatomy, because you can't even with medication and all that. And now they have brain altering methods, scientific methods in the medical field that decrease people from being a pedophile or being a sexual predator and all that stuff. So, okay, I'm getting off track here. So I'm going to go back and let's talk about my commentary. So when he said high on extroversion, low on conscientiousness, low on agreeableness, and high in neuroticism, he wasn't answering the question. He was diverting the question by textbook-based, like from Dr. Lee Barkley's video or not. Now, temporal variation, I said to watch out for that word, is different than emotional dysregulation. In my personal interpretation, temporal variation, as we call it, means you're naturally having deferred emotional actions. Doesn't matter, throughout the day, or there's no trigger. However, emotional dysregulation means you are expressive. You show honesty in your feeling. You care about those people that surround you, and you show that. And those micro-expressions turn into a benefit when you have a conversation with anybody. We don't just have temperamental variations out of nowhere. There has to be triggers. Triggers is that word. And that would cause us to have what you call temperamental variation, which I totally disagree with that word. If you want to go with textbook-based, then you go with emotional dysregulation. All right. Lastly, he said that there's absolutely no research that says psychostimulants help with ADHD. Well, I found quite a few already before, and I found more today. So it's in the description. Dr. Jordan Peterson, please watch it. If you already know it, read another research article. There are tons. So there are numerous research studies that suggest that conclude that psychostimulants can actually be beneficial for ADHD people. In quotation, they are commonly used to treat ADHD and can reduce the symptoms in about 70% of the patients. This is directly from one of the scientific research papers, as well as improving attention deficit, including memory, vigilance, divided attention, basic and tonic alertness, and focused attention. A total of 10 studies involving 753 subjects with ADHD and 194 healthy controls were identified and eligible for inclusion. 9 studies evaluated the impact of methylphenidate, Ritalin, on cognitive function, and 1 study investigated the use of lisdexamfetamine. Okay, that's a new one. Result indicated that attention deficits such as memory, vigilance, divided attention, basic tonic, the learners, focused attention, blah, 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 improving ADHD patients treated with psychostimulants. The source, Dr. Peterson, is in the description. So if you're interested, please go through it. So here, I'm going to conclude with my actual question for Dr. Peterson. Dear Dr. Peterson, please refrain from talking about ADHD for now, until maybe I will be lucky enough to have a quick interview with you or have a talk with you after you go through some of my videos on my ADHD Superpower series. What I would like to hear more about is your own story in terms of battling with depression due to genetics, because ADHD is emotional dysregulation, like you said, and you just used the wrong word. When it's mixed with PTSD, like I have, the emotional dysregulation is uncontrollable at times. And it can spiral down to depression, which happened to me, and suicide. So my question is, temperament of variation causes people to have ADHD to spiral downward. I would like to understand, what is your take on that? How we should get people out of that spiral of going downhill in ADHD if, something is going on with them that they exhibit PTSD. There's no study. I even contacted my psychologist who did my ADHD report, and there's no scientific paper at all, or even any study on ADHD mixed with PTSD and mixed with perfect pitch. Like, it just does not go well together. So I'd like to hear your take on it. Thank you very much, guys. And I'm still missing a tooth. Look at that. Ew. Bye.